Hmm, Excuse me.
And we are live. Welcome to the show, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing fabulous. Like we are, we have an amazing show planned for you. So if you're watching right now, give us a like, comment, share. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We've got a wonderful show. We're having a little bit of an echo here, so we're going to try to battle that with us. But good evening. My name is Maximo, your host. I use pronouns he, him, his. We are having a fabulous evening this Tuesday because I am here with my amazing partner who I talk about all the time on this show. She's been on the show numerous times, but she's here with us this evening. Destiny Hernandez. Destiny, how are you?
I'm good. I'm also hearing an echo, so I'm going to do the best that I can.
We're going to do fabulous. Don't worry, because everybody watching can hear us just perfect. We're the only ones that can hear the echo. And it happens, trust me. But welcome to the show. You look fabulous tonight, as
Thank
always.
you.
Thank you for joining us. What's the good word of the night?
Oh, perseverance.
All right, amazing. Well, we're also joined by Sandra of Aboriginal Design Wear, all the way up in British Columbia. Sandra, tell us a little bit about where you're calling in from.
Well, I'm calling from Vancouver Island, and it's winter. It's raining every day, although we do have a peak of sunshine once in a while, enough to get out and have a game of golf at least. So that's
Ooh,
good.
you golf?
I do golf
Oh, I got to
when
hear
I have
how
time.
you're swinging those clubs here in just a bit. But thank you so much for joining us, Sandra. We're going to give you the full introduction in just a bit, and we're also mid-show. We're going to introduce you to Mr. Mike Menchaca, jack of all trades, as we call him. He does a little bit of it all. He's really a fascinating gentleman. You know, he could tell you just about anything. We were pondering the movies Blade Runner, both Blade Runners films the other day, which are classics in their own right. And so he has a musical presentation that he's going to present here in just a few minutes. But we welcome everyone back to VodPod Media. Big shout out to Gylan Jackson, who is doing his ultimate amazing best to make these squeaky clean streams come through to your screen. And so thank you so much for everyone that makes the magic happen here on Tuesday nights, the Maximo Show, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube. Catch us on wherever you catch your podcasts at. My name is Maximo, your host, and we're going to get started right now with Destiny Hernandez. Destiny, I understand you do a lot of different things, but you present yourself as a professional dancer. How did you get started in dancing? What has called you to continue to pursue this art that you mastered so well?
Yeah, so dancing has been something that I was always naturally drawn to as a child. Even before studying formally, I I would, for instance, be out with my family and I would be like 3 years old, 4 years old, and they would tell me stories about this, by the way, that I would end up on a stage dancing with the band and like just like commanding this type of attention and being drawn to performing in front of audiences. And so, my mom paid attention to that and that I was naturally drawn to that. So she decided to put me into dance lessons. And my first style of dance was salsa.
Ooh. So we got to give a big shout out to Yvette as well. We know you're watching. We hope you're watching. We hope you're doing well. Thank you for putting Destiny in those dance classes and salsa. Listen, I also know that movement is medicine, and
Yes.
you practice many forms of movement. You're an athlete. You know, you work out. The many styles of dance that you perform are also fancy shawl dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about fancy shawl dancing and why that has called you.
Yeah, actually, Fancy Shawl Dancing called me through ceremony. I was at a specific ceremony called the Medicine Wheel, and I had some visions out there, and was like, I was actually, very having a deep conversation with Creator about healing and how I can get over some things that have happened to me in my life. And that night, I had more of a dream about it of me. I saw myself doing this specific style of dance. And not only was it providing healing for me, but it was providing healing for other people in the community as well who were watching the style of dance and being impacted by the sound of the drum and by the beautiful regalia and everything. So after that, after that dream, I was like, oh, okay. Thank you, Creator. I asked for healing, so now I know that the answer could be through this dancing. And so that's when I started studying fancy shawl dancing and really, was getting involved in powwow circles. At that time, I was living in Florida. And so going to the Miccosukee, the Seminole, and really just like enthralled with it. And I've always been drawn to the drum. That's something that is also something that I've been naturally drawn to as a child. The sound of the drum and just like, getting lost in it and letting it be that medicine for me in some way because it's the heartbeat.
Yeah, and you are a very spiritual person.
Yes.
And you're very intentional with the things that you do, including, your dance and what you wear, how you present yourself. And so somehow along the way through your fancy shawl dancing, you got involved with Aboriginal Design Wear. Tell me how you got involved with them and how you found them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I found them about 4 years ago. It was before the pandemic. I think it was 2019, January of 2019. And I came across them, I believe, at first on Etsy. And I was searching, regalia and shawls and ribbon skirts. And I came across Aboriginal Design Wear. And I was so like moved by the designs that they had and you mentioned that I'm very intentional and those are the types of feelings that I was getting from just their website alone, just the Etsy. And so I started facilitating conversations with Aboriginal to see, if there was any way that we could do like a custom type of regalia because I've always also known regalia to be a representation of who you are, who your people are, the land that you come from. And so then that way, when you're dancing, people can see your regalia and just know alone by the story that's told on your regalia what you're representing and who you're representing.
And so this is where Sandra comes into the picture because Sandra has created, founded, owner, operator, seamstress. I mean, gosh, what you do it all, Sandra. I understand you're also attorney. Welcome to the Maximo Show. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your people. Tell us anything you want our viewers to know about you, and then we'll get into Aboriginal. I think we might have, did we lose her?
Oh no, we lost the audio.
No, you didn't.
Okay,
Sorry, I had it on mute because I have a cough and I don't want to be coughing.
Don't worry,
when people
Sandra.
are
This is
talking.
all fun here.
Good. So I am from the Peepeekisis Reserve from Saskatchewan, and I grew up on the reserve. I think probably I was 5 years old. I remember going to grade 1 in the city. And at that time, I think they had just ended the permit system. So I'm not going to say how old that is or what year that was because I really don't remember, but it was quite a while ago. And so I grew up in the city in Regina in Saskatchewan, which is sort of in the middle of the middle provinces. And lived there for a while, got married, had 2 children, and I was busy raising children. We ran a small business, and then I moved away. And when the kids were finished high school, I decided to go back. And I went to university, got an undergrad in Bachelor of Arts and Political Science, and then went on to get a law degree. So probably I was about 50 years old by the time I started practicing law. So I did that until I retired when I turned 65, and then I started sewing. And my sister and I are actually co-owners or partners in this. She does her share, and I do my share of it. And she does a lot of the skirt designs, and she does absolutely beautiful work. And I do sort of the shawls, and we just sort of do whatever we want to do, when it comes to sewing. And listening to Destiny talk about the apparel, it inspires me because I mean that's what we do. We really do care about what we do, and we care about our designs. We care about our clothing. We have a standard of care that we take when we make our clothes, and we try to make everyone unique. Although some people like to see something that they've seen, and we try to accommodate them and make it similar, and sometimes maybe too similar, but it's something that they want, and we try to accommodate that. Um, so that's what we've been doing for the past 5 years. And Destiny bought a couple of our outfits, and I was always happy to hear from her because of her ideas about the shawls. And I love doing those. It's a lot of work. I mean, all of it's a lot of work,
Yeah.
but I mean, we like that's something that we like to do.
Yeah, and
And
you
it's
all do
Destiny's.
phenomenal work. If you're watching this right now, folks, write down or, save in your memory banks right now, Aboriginal Design Wear. Check them out on Instagram, on Etsy, Google them, find their website. Take a look at their amazing quality products. I've literally been blown away by not only the regalia, but the ribbon skirts, all of the jewelry, the presentation that is there. As you mentioned, the intentionality, Sandra, the work that you all put, the craftsmanship, so to speak, into each piece. Can you tell us a little bit about what you put into just, let's say, a ribbon skirt, for example, and, creating a story in these pieces?
Well, we excuse me, we get the inspiration from the fabric. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful fabric out there, and we've noticed over the past couple of years that there seem to be more and more Aboriginal artists who are having their artwork done into fabric, which is great. And it sort of lends itself to how we see the fabric and then try to pick something out of there that might, coordinate or inspire us, sort of. And so that from there we take the color of the ribbons and the designs and decals, and some people like decals and some don't, and it you have to think about what you're doing. It is intentional because I mean we think about it a lot. It's not something you just sort of pick up and say, okay, well, I think I'll put this color in that color. It's something that you want to work at because you want it to look good. And we've been very fortunate actually in the success of our business. So, and my daughters are the ones that make the jewelry, and then I have another daughter that makes belts. So, um, yeah, it's growing just from their contributions and what they do as well. So, and we all kind of keep our own little niche in what we do, but there's crossover too. It's whatever we work well together. Let me put it that way.
That's good. That's good. We always like to hear those stories of all of the things you mentioned. I think it's inspiring, Sandra, to hear you say that you practiced law and got a law degree at the age of 50. And then at 65, you took up another hobby, so to speak, but all of the work and the business focus that you all have created to really launch this thing. You all have been in business for about 5 years. During that time, Destiny has received 2 full regalia sets of the fancy shawl. She has a red outfit, and then she has a pinkish greenish. It's also very nice. So folks, if you know Destiny, if you don't know Destiny, check her out on Instagram. I am Destiny Hernandez. Follow her, take a look at some of her images, take a look on Instagram also, Aboriginal Design Wear. Follow them, take a look at some of the skirts, because we understand that, Destiny, you have an announcement you want to make about your relationship with Sandra. We also have to say hi to Shirley as well. We hope you're watching. We give you our saludos. But tell us a little bit about what you've been cooking up with Aboriginal Design Wear.
Well, yes, of course, but with your help, it's been cooking up too.
Well, it's all Destiny and Sandra, and we give y'all all the respect because you all are the products, y'all are the creators, and together we can do more. So what do you got going on? Let's hear it.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the foundation of the relationship that Destiny, as the fancy shawl dancer, had already with Aboriginal Design Wear, we decided to build on that, and we are now in an official partnership. Yay!
Yay!
And so it's really exciting because it's part of the uniting and reclaiming tour that I'm doing right now as well. Because when I think about reclaiming, it starts with identity, right? And who we are, and not no, not so much. I mean, it can be identity can be a whole complex conversation on its own, but reclaiming identity, your roots, where you're from, what your culture is, and then uniting is for us to unite as people and to help each other, to lift each other up and not tear each other down. Because I hear so much about lateral violence and, things that go on between tribes being federally recognized or non federally recognized. Like, we can do so much to hurt each other, but really we should be doing more to help each other. And we can go much further collaborating rather than competing. So that's a lot of the reason why this partnership is so important to me. And I'm really excited to see what's going to come of it even further down the line.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much, Sandra, for your partnership. Destiny, congratulations. We are positive people. We want to be positive. The Maximo Show, People, Culture, Power Talks is an inspiring, engaging show where we call people in, we invite everyone to the table, and we want to show people what's possible. Now, we know not everything is ever going to be perfect, right? We're going to have times where we clash, but I think the ultimate message is that together we can do more, and we're better together united, and let's try to get together and create. So Sandra, congratulations. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to connect with Destiny and do some of this work together with her.
Well, I like Destiny's pictures that she shared with us and wearing our outfits and she looked great with her family pictures and she had a sense of family, which I appreciated, and listening to her talk tonight about her spirituality and the connection that she has with her people. It's wonderful. I mean, I wish we all felt that way. And her support for women, fellow women in the non-competition, I love that. I love this girl, actually, before I get to
Ooh,
know her. She's fabulous.
that's
Very
beautiful.
nice. I look forward to our relationship, actually.
Yes.
It,
So that is a beautiful, beautiful sentiments, great words. Tell us a little bit about Destiny. I understand that you have a promo code for folks that are interested in potentially buying products from Aboriginal Design Wear.
Yes, the promo code is Destiny, and you receive 10% off of ribbon skirts and other items. There's shawls as well. There's just beautiful handmade work on the Aboriginal Design Wear. You can go to their Instagram and you can send them a direct message, or if you need me to help you facilitate the conversation, I have direct access and can send emails and start that process for you.
All right, so we're going to get a little bit more into Aboriginal Design Wear. We want everyone to go to their Instagram, go to your Etsy's, follow them. I promise you, you're going to be blown away by their products. We're going to hear a little bit more about Destiny's Uniting and Reclaiming tour that she's still on. She has a performance on Friday. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this. But we have to give a special shout out to all of our viewers on the same note of uniting and reclaiming. We have a gift to shout outs to the Ofelia Delgado Law Firm. We think the Ofelia is watching. Big shout out to a longtime supporter of the show here. If you've been in a car accident, truck incident, a friend of mine just the other day was hit by a drunk driver. Luckily, she's okay, but I'm going to connect her with Ofelia and we're going to see, if there's any opportunity there. We also have to give a special shout out to Gloria Camarillo Vasquez, who is watching right now. Hello, we hope you're doing well, Gloria. I got to share something with you. I don't think you know this, that my mother is named Gloria as well. So I got to give a shout out to my mom, Gloria, both Glorias. I got to also share with you that I've been named after my father, much like your son, Ramon, and we are both Scorpios. We are like 2 days or a day away born from each other. So something's going on with us, Gloria. I just wanted to let you know all that stuff. I didn't know if you knew. And on the note of uniting and reclaiming, I've got to introduce to you a very special gentleman who's in studio today and has an amazing presentation performance to share with y'all right now. So we're going to kick it over to Mr. Mike Menchaca. It was Mike, the native bear himself. Oh, Mike, man, listen, that was fire, beautiful. You just took us to another galaxy. Tell us a little bit about, just really quickly, I don't know, we don't have a mic on you, but tell us quickly where I can direct people to find you and follow you.
Native Bear Jewelry and Crafts. On TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on Native Bear Jewelry and Crafts, as well as just straight up under Mike Menchaca. Kind of a little bit of a variety thing on social media happening. So,
all right,
a little bit of comedy fun.
Hey, you the man, Mike. That was Native Bear Jewelry. Make sure you find him, follow him. TikTok, Instagram, does a little bit of it all. We are very blessed and fortunate for a lot of things here of what we built at VodPod. One, we have an amazing network and supporters, of people that have been on the show, that have contributed here, people that are watching. Is there someone you want to shout out?
Yeah, I see that Belen is watching, sending much love to you. I'm glad that you're tuning in, and I hope to see you soon at the Sacred Runner Circle.
Yeah, and we just are very fortunate to have an amazing circle of people that we want to share and present to people. We pride ourselves in giving quality content here at the Maximo Show. There's a lot of different stuff happening online, but here you're going to get an amazing mixture of people, culture, and power talks. Sandra, I got to ask, did you hear that? Could you hear that all?
I did. It was
What did you think
beautiful.
of that?
It was beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. I they have flute music once in a while, and you always have to stop and listen because it's brings memories of peace.
Mm.
Yeah, it does feel good. He took us to another galaxy just now, another dimension. I felt like I was headed out to like Mars or something or Jupiter on the way past, the sun. And so amazing, Mike. Thank you so much for that. Again, we're having a great time here at the Maximo Show, VodPod Media. Give us a like, comment, share, subscribe here. Find us on YouTube, VodPod, VODPOD. My name is Maximo, your host. I'm here with Destiny and Sandra. So, Destiny, tell us a little bit more about, your tour and what you did for Native American Heritage Month here in the States. Why, what the uniting, meant. We could start there or head to the reclaiming.
Yes, so on this tour, I intentionally, along with another artist, her name is Seba Ili. Shout out to you. I know you're not watching right now because you're out of town, but shout out. I love collaborating with this woman. She also plays the flute and other instruments as well. She's multi talented. She sings, she drums. She's just a beautiful human. And so her and I intentionally created a piece together that talks about and narrates a story of the elements: earth, air, fire, water. And we also looped it into taking care of Mother Earth, right? Because there's so many things that are happening in the environment and things that we can do as humans, as caretakers of this land to help, you know, create a better environment for everybody. And so that was part of the message that was delivered through this performance. And we presented it first at the Mission Marquee Plaza for Dia de los Muertos. And we looped it in and talked about how the transition happens to the spirit world. And then we did another performance at a college, Northeast Lakeview Vista College, where we presented it again for Native American Heritage Month. And the way that it all connects, that interconnectedness with natives, is that, you know, we are caretakers of this land. Natives are environmentalists. We, before anything, before materials existed, we lived off the land. And so it just goes back to that reclaiming and uniting people together to understand the meaning of the message, and for all of us to just start taking care of Mother Earth better, because she holds us every single day, every day. And people just go on in their walks of life without even realizing it, and kind of like taking it for granted, getting stuck in work, school, you know, all of these things that pull us away from remembering the simple things of life.
Yeah. And so that's inspiring. Destiny, you inspire in a lot of different ways. A lot of the dancing that you do, it brings people to tears. When we talk about, movement and storytelling and, the partnerships. And so Sandra, we talk a little bit about, your career trajectory. Destiny is also pre-law. So she works full time, she dances, she tours, she's been around the world. She was recently in Prague, Rome, Los Angeles, major international markets. What sort of advice could you give to Destiny, to other young Native women that are, striving to achieve their dreams, looking to take on the world, looking to do all of the things that society told them, no, you can't do that? What would you say to them?
Well, I think Destiny said it when, at the beginning of the show when you asked her what the word was of the day, and she said perseverance. That's exactly what it is. People come from all different experiences, and I think that's kind of their gifts that they bring to whatever occupation that they decide they want to take on. And draw on their life experiences, because that's sharing. That's all part of sharing. And I think it helps other people grow. I think it's absolutely wonderful that Destiny's going into the law degree, because they're always looking for lawyers with diverse backgrounds. And I think as First Nation people, we have a lot to offer in the way we do things, and the way our perspective on how things should be done. And you can see some of it being implemented in the courts, but we still have a long way to go. And I think that reconciliation and understanding between the different cultures is so important. And you know, we've had, well, in my experience, we've had years and years of oppression, which I think we need to get past. And you know, to show that there's another culture or other cultures out there that are have value in what they have to offer. That's sort of my is to keep an open mind, and be confident in who you are. Never
Yeah.
let anyone tell you that, you know, your experiences or your values are something less.
Well, and that's beautiful words, great words. It's inspiring to hear that, because, you know, kind of what I see as well between kind of getting to know you all is a mentorship of the sorts, and having in mentors is extremely important. You know, Destiny and I ponder the topic of leadership daily, and how much leadership is needed in a variety of circles, whether it's business, government, education, the arts and entertainment. And we need strong leaders, but leadership is not easy. You know, this is why we see so many instances of people getting it wrong time and time again. You know, do you have any words on leadership, Sandra?
Well, leadership is doing by example. I mean, there's different kinds of leaders where some people think that it's more about direction and instruction, but it's not. It's getting people to follow you by example. And that takes a lot of self discipline on your part in order to lead, because people, you know, have to trust you, and
Mm.
I think that would be my idea of what leadership is.
Okay, so Destiny, give me some words on leadership. If you're watching this right now, what are your keys to leadership? And I know you, and I know some of the standards you hold yourself as a leader. You know, we talked about that word trust, discipline, hard work. I mean, tell me a little bit about what some of those keys are for strong, sound leadership.
I mean, a big one for me is integrity, is what you're doing also when people aren't watching. And, you know, because if you're doing it for yourself, either your relationship with yourself, all of this self-love and the agreements that you have with yourself and creator, you know, if you're able to keep those agreements with yourself, you can keep those agreements with other people too. And so you have the integrity part, and you have, of course, you know, trust is a huge element. And like, trust is it's a big one, you know, because if you don't trust somebody to do like this, it could be such a little thing, right? Like a small agreement. Hey, I'm gonna cut the grass tomorrow. He doesn't stand by his word and doesn't cut the grass. To me, okay, you told me you were gonna do that. That was your word, you know, so I can't trust you to be on your word, even for something so small as that, you know. Things that you do on a daily are very revealing and telling of your character. So,
And I did cut the grass today, by the way, so just so you know. Um, but that's, you know, hey, we got to cut the grass. The grass has to be cut. And we're talking about walking the talk, which is hard to do, right? I mean, you hear a lot of talk, you hear a lot of chatter, you hear people saying a lot of things, but then the actions don't add up. So, folks, if you're watching this, this is your weekly reminder to walk the talk And if you can't do that, well, maybe we shouldn't be talking. And again, that's not calling anyone out, but let's just, hey, we need to have an honest conversation with ourselves. We're about getting better. You know, in this season, January, do they do New Year's resolutions in Canada, Sandra?
For sure.
Okay, so a lot of times in January, people want to make New Year's resolutions. They got new goals. They want to do different things. Well, I want to see people achieving those goals. So go ahead and set yourself some new goals, some new things you want to get accomplished with your life this month. And if it takes a New Year's resolution, January, to get it done, I wish you all the best for whoever may be watching this. And so what I really want to know tonight is about Sandra's golf game. So Sandra, tell us a little bit about how you found the game of golf.
Oh, gee. I think someone invited us out to go golfing, and it stuck. I love it. I love the game. I've been playing for 30 years.
Ooh.
I still am not at the point that I want to be, but I mean, I can go out and enjoy my game. But you know, it's such a challenge, and you don't compete with anyone else. You're always competing with yourself. So it's, you know, and you can come home and bore everybody with a blow by blow on hole number 10 or 17 or whatever it is. But obviously, I enjoy it.
That's
So,
great, though. I
uh,
mean, that's,
yeah.
you know, that's like a medicine, right? A form of medicine, of self-care, of something you do for you. And everyone should have those sorts of hobbies, that sort of thing that you know, want to do in your spare time. That's a very nurturing thing to do.
I love it. And it's time consuming, but I mean, you have to fit everything in and you have to prioritize everything. You know, it seems to me I'm more busy now than I was when I was working, but I didn't have all these hobbies, or maybe have other things, volunteer groups and those kind of things are endless. I mean, I'm a busy person, you know, maybe too busy sometimes, and I'm amazed because I think, how did I ever work and enjoy all the things that I like to do? But I don't know. It seems different. I don't know how I got here.
Yeah. Well,
But
we appreciate you taking the time to connect with us. We know how busy you are. We know how busy everyone's schedules are to connect with us tonight at the Maximo Show. You know, if nothing else, we're going to have this moment in time. We're going to have this show to reshare, to, you know, push out to our viewers, our friends, our family. We have to give a special shout out to all of the family involved with Aboriginal Design Wear, your children, your sister. You know, getting back to the skirts and the regalia, Destiny, I understand you just did a photo shoot. Tell us a little bit about the photo shoot that you had with the ribbon skirts.
Yeah, the photo shoot was amazing. Something that I left there with was thinking how wonderful it is to collaborate with such talented individuals, because we had the ribbon skirts from Aboriginal Design Wear, we had native bear jewelry, we had Maximo, of course, who facilitated the whole process, and then we had Vanessa and Judy, who came out and actually did the photos. And not only did they show up and photograph, but they brought all of their equipment to do so. And, you know, we were here for about, 3 hours
Yeah.
on a Sunday night. And we had a blast together. And once I saw the photos, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We have to unite, because when you unite and you bring all your magic together, it creates amazing things. And so those photos are going to be shared soon. And, you know, of course, they are revealing the ribbon skirts that Aboriginal Design Wear provided, as well as native bear jewelry and cheekbone beauty cosmetics.
There's lots of stuff happening, folks. Now, I just got word from our producer, Guylan. He is going to get a couple of sneak photos shared on our stream right now of the shoot. Guylan, you've got the clearance to share the photos I just sent you. So go ahead and put some of those out. The official photos by Judy and Vanessa, you can only find on Destiny's Instagram. So find her. I am Destiny Hernandez right now. You are going to be amazed when you see these photos. You have to subscribe. You have to follow her to get the official looks. You're going to get some unofficial looks here in just a moment. But Sandra, we have to give you a very special shout out and recognition for just the beauty of the skirts that were put together here. There was a red one that really stole our hearts. And myself and Dora Menchaca, who were present for the shoot. We have to give a special shout out to Dora, who was also present from Saginaw. You know, they call Saginaw the Nasty. It's a nickname for Saginaw, Michigan, where she was born. And so she was also present. She put together a lot of the jewelry, some of her own collection that blew us away. Whoa. Yeah. The jewelry she had. But there was a red skirt that really stole us. The black, there was also a turquoise one, which Destiny is wearing right now. We're going to get a photo of this one together here in just a bit. But again, just the craftsmanship, Sandra, all of the beauty that you put into them. Give us a little bit more about maybe just the ribbon skirts.
Well, the ribbon skirts those designs are, the red one came from Shirley. So she did a really good job on those. And so I have to give her credit. She does a lot of the designing. She's got a really good eye when it comes to her designs. And my daughter does also some of those. I just can't remember what the designs were offhand right now, but both of them are into the designing. And sometimes when I come out of my regalia making for powwows, I make some ribbons, and I look at their work and I think, oh, but I just sit there and I look at the fabric, like I said before, and it comes, it's inspirational.
Absolutely.
So,
I was gonna say too that it must be hard to separate from them. Like once you mail the ribbon skirts out, it must be hard to separate, right? It's like a baby that you put all this love into.
But we also love to share, and people are so appreciative and let us know, and it's inspirational to do that. And we sell to a lot of different cultures, so we try to broaden our designs and make some people like the animal theme, and some people like flowers, and it sort of goes like that. And depending on what culture it is, I think that sort of is something that we kind of find difficult sometimes, because people will tell us, and we don't do that in our culture, and we don't do that in our culture, but then we think, well, we don't just sew for one culture. We sew, and you choose what is appealing to you, and so it brings out a lot of respect for the diversity between the bands and the tribes, and you learn a lot. You learn, it's all good. It's all good information.
So let's go back and take a look, folks. You can see on screen right now a couple of different looks that Destiny gave us the other day at her photo shoot. You can see some of the behind the scenes at the shoot. Big shout out to Judy and Vanessa, who just do amazing work. We're going to put their website in the comment section here. And so these skirts, I mean, you've got a turquoise one on the left. In the middle, you have the black with the dragonfly. What's on the teal?
The teal has hummingbirds. Yeah.
Hummingbirds. There you go. And then you've got the dragonflies on the black, and the red had some of the feathers. You can't see it all in that photo, but you had an amazing look with the hat. Destiny, you tied it all together. Again, these are unofficial shots, unedited. You're going to want to go to Destiny's Instagram to get the full shots. Big shout out to Judy and Vanessa, who just poured into this shoot, all around. Native Bear that came through for the amazing jewelry pieces. We couldn't have had a better time, ourselves, unless we had Kirsten Thompson, who's watching right now. So big shout out to Kirsten Thompson, Fashion Designer of the Year. Sandra, we wish you knew Kirsten Thompson, who is also a personality, podcast host, but she's been fashion designer of the year in San Antonio, Texas, where we're at. We're going to make sure that we connect you. Tell us what I want to know for our viewers who don't know exactly what a ribbon skirt is. Tell us, each of you, Sandra and Destiny, a little bit about a ribbon skirt. What is it exactly? How did it get created? And can anybody buy one?
Well, what I always tell people is that it's very personal, I think, to every culture, different culture. And again, it goes back to the diversity of the cultures, and some non-Indigenous people want to buy them and want to know if they can wear them. And I tell them that they should check with the organizers of the function that they would like to wear it to, and see whether or not that would be acceptable to the people there, because you don't want to offend anybody by wearing a ribbon skirt. It's very personal, I think, to people. And I have I ribbon skirts are, in my mind, have been around forever. I don't think that that was something traditional way back in the day, because we just didn't have the fabric and those kind of things. So, I mean, over the years it's evolved, but right now it's a very acceptable piece of apparel that is meaningful to us as Indigenous women. And it represents who we are, what we are, and it brings us together. For the round dances, you can see people dancing, and it's a beautiful sight. It's I see it as something for women that brings us together. I think that I don't know what the history is. I mean, it's probably different for each culture, but it's a meaningful piece of clothing. And my daughter has started making ribbon pants, which are non-traditional, but there's a lot of young people that absolutely love them. And I love them too. I have a pair, and I wear them, and it's just, it evolves. Fashion will evolve. So
Yeah, I love that when you talk about the evolution of that, how it evolved from the skirt to the pants. And just like you said, the young people are like doing a whole movement of things in different areas, with Indigenous music, with dancing, and there's more contemporary styles that are coming to fruition. But also, when I'm wearing my ribbon skirt, I feel medicine. Like, I feel a sense of protection on me because of the deep meaning that's behind it, and the symbolism that is there. Like, on each of the ribbon skirts that are particularly in this photo shoot, to me, they each carry a different medicine, because like one of them has hummingbird, that's a different medicine from a dragonfly, and then the other one has 4 feathers on it, and that's a whole different medicine too. So it's definitely something to be worn with a sense of, I don't want to say proud, but just like a level of dignity that you have with yourself and everybody else who sees you in it.
Yeah, very well said. And carrying on that tradition, and it happens together, right? From the people that create them to people that are out there and seen, and leaders like yourself, and it gets passed on to the next generation. So I very much look forward to seeing the fruits of this collaboration grow. I want everyone to purchase a ribbon skirt from Aboriginal Design Wear, but you can only get it by having the Destiny promo code. So get with us in the DMs, comment about how you can get your promo code. You can gift one of these for the holiday season and beyond. You can wear these at any time to pay a deep respect and homage, to the First Nation people, and just a wonderful, performance that we had tonight. A wonderful showing of what we have here for this collaboration, showcasing your art. Tell us a little bit before we transition out about the performance and what you have in store for us on Friday.
Oh, yes. So on Friday, we have a performance at a community center that Councilman Jalen
McKee
yes,
Rodriguez.
yes, on the east side of town. And so he's putting up a community event for the holidays, and he's also having the American Indians in Texas Dance Theater do a presentation and a land acknowledgement, of course. And so what I will be presenting is the story of the butterfly legend, which is a poem that describes how the fancy shawl dancing came to life. And after that piece is done, I'll be presenting a solo as well.
Well, good things happening all around. I'm inspired by the nature of the collaborations. Collaborating on the east side, District 2 here in San Antonio, collaborating across borders, uniting people, right? Different types of people, right? There's just so much inspiration around. Mike has been inspiring. We're going to see if he can perform one more song for us on the way outro. And so thank you so much for joining us, Sandra. We're going to let you get the closing words tonight. So give us about 30 to 60 seconds of whatever wisdom, anything you want to say about your experience here tonight. It's been a blessing. So thank you. And the pleasure was all ours.
Well, the pleasure is also all mine. I just absolutely love Destiny. She seems like a really smart, intelligent woman, and you have the energy that I admire, and it's going to be a great relationship, and I look forward to it.
Congratulations. And we're going to come see you up there at Vancouver Island, and we're going to bring our golf clubs because we're going to come see you on the greens. And I barely know how to swing a golf club, but I just feel like we should go do that. I think it'd be fun.
I'll be there for moral support because I'm a horrible golfer.
No, you're golfing too, baby.
That would be great.
And so thank you so much. One last time, Mike Menchaca, find him at Native Bear. He's going to perform one last track on the way out. Thank you so much for joining us this night, folks. Share this, reshare this, send it to somebody, get your ribbon skirt, follow Mike, and we'll see you next time.